Wow. Guys, thank you so much for bringing me up to 500 subs. I'm sorry I don't have any special episode planned or anything, but it just happens so quickly. I do have an idea, but I may save it for 1,000 subs if that ever happens. No pressure or anything. Sorry about the glacial pace of uploads, but I'm still fairly new at this whole video making thing, and I'm still doing everything myself. I hope I get faster as my skills improve. I do have a few things to say just as an update. First, there are 2 more episodes in the Planet X series, one on Pluto's demotion and one on Planet 9. After that, I may do a prequel series about the discovery of the planet Earth and the line of Renaissance and Enlightenment thinkers who brought it about over the course of 200 years. Of course, if you'd rather I do something else, please let me know. I'd much rather be providing you with content you want, rather than whatever I happen to come up with. I'd rather make another video like the one on Proxima b, one that gets everyone talking and thinking, than one on an obscure topic that gets seen by 3 people. Speaking of Proxima b, there's been some new information released on it, which means I will likely do a follow-up video in the next few weeks. It's fortunate because I also neglected to mention a rather important theory about Proxima b that will tie in nicely with the new info. I don't want to say anything definite yet, but it might also lead to my first ever crossover, which would be cool. Next, I want to address some mistakes I made. I said in the Proxima b video that the transit method helps you determine a planet's mass. This is false. Only the radial velocity method can do that. But if you happen to have both radial velocity and transit data on a planet, you can work out its density, and thus what it is made of. Also, I made a fairly blasé overstatement in my Wanderers video about how planetary motion required a civilization to be observed. This has been countered on a number of grounds, and I have to say I wish I hadn't included it because it's not a fact that I read, but just something I inferred from my research. It struck me while I was reading up on the subject that the ancient Greeks, despite being a civilization for hundreds of years, didn't learn about planets until the Babylonians told them. And despite inheriting the records and knowledge of the Sumerians, the Babylonians apparently had to develop a functional planetary theory on their own. Planets are obvious if you know they're there, but to observe them appears to require some special nudge. Of course, I may be completely wrong. I probably am. But if anyone has any info that can throw some light on the subject, I really would love to know it. Finally, true devotees on the subject of Planet X may have noted that I didn't mention Zecharia Sitchin or his ideas in my previous video. There are a number of reasons for this. Primarily, that the video was getting pretty long, and since his ideas aren't based on anything scientific, there didn't seem to be any pressing need to include them. But also, I was having trouble fitting him into the narrative. Internet gossip has claimed that Sitchin actually interviewed Robert Sutton Harrington at some point, which would have been a great way in, but I haven't been able to locate said interview, or indeed any direct evidence that it ever took place. If someone knows where I can find it, I might work it in. But the ultimate reason I didn't include Sitchin, beyond his lack of basic scientific understanding, his defiance of biology and Newtonian mechanics, and his misreading of ancient mythology, is despite the claims of the conspiracy websites, he and his planet Nibiru really have nothing to do with this topic. Sitchin never claimed that Nibiru was currently close to Earth, never claimed that it was detectable through the gravitational influence on distant planets, and never called it Planet X. The link between Planet X and Nibiru was entirely an invention of Nancy Lieder and her cult. This fact, despite being pretty obvious to anyone familiar with Sitchin or his works, never seems to sink in. Once again, thank you for your continued support, and please let me know if there's anything you would want me to pursue. Ultimately, this channel is for you, and I hope we can go forward together. See you in the next video!